Ricky Evans in the semis. It is the Iceman Gerwyn Price and the Needle, Keegan Brown.
If you're wondering why our MC Elmar Polka doesn't say the history-making, record-breaking 29-time European Tour champion, it's because it sounds ridiculous. Well, there's a lot of people out there who will possibly think that the favourite for this title is Gerwyn Price. I'm not going to disagree, but a lot of people think that this is the hardest game of the weekend after that break. And these guys, for me, have got that strange gap of, do I go back to the hotel or do I stay here? Now, last week in Leverkusen, it was an easier decision to make because the hotel was over the road. You could get back there in 2 minutes flat. The hotel's about 15 minutes from here, so you're just thinking, shall I go back? Shall I refresh? Or shall I just stay here and chill out? It's really easy to stay here and get things wrong. And possibly over-practice and think about things the wrong way. I think Gerwyn might have gone back, refreshed, and come back. I'm not sure what Keegan did.
Yeah, I know Gerwyn went back to the hotel. I'm not sure about Keegan. But the thing is, Gerwyn has been here before. He's been here more regularly. These final days of Euro Tours, he's won one. He made another final last year. He knows what they're about, these final days. And of course, you know, we've seen him at the UK Open, where he's made the final there before, which is a similar kind of setup. Yep. And he made the semis this year, where you're playing in the afternoon and then again, potentially 3 games in the evening. So Gerwyn Price knows what these days are about. Keegan Brown has less experience doing that.
Single 11 for that tops that he loves.
71.
Ooh. He either didn't like that double or he found a fly to give a backhand or two. I think when it comes to fly versus Gerwyn, I think Gerwyn won. Otherwise, he was doing a Ric Flair chop. It is WrestleMania Day after all.
Obligatory Paul Nicholson wrestling reference ticked off if you got that on the bingo card. Fifth time these two have met. 2 wins apiece, but they haven't played each other for a couple of years. And it is the last couple of years in particular, in fact, it's the last sort of 10 months in particular, where Gerwyn Price has really pushed on and become one of the best players in the world right now.
Rob and I were having a very interesting conversation earlier about Gerwyn Price and Adrian Lewis, because it would make for a very interesting final, wouldn't it? It would. Because of crosswords in the past. But interestingly enough, that started because of Adrian saying to Gerwyn that the 2 Pro Tours he won, nobody turned up, nobody of real note was there. Well, when Adrian won his recent title, it was a Pro Tour where MVG wasn't there. So Rob and I were talking about the fact that I'm sure there will be some sort of ribbing in the back room because of it. I think the relationship between the two of them is a lot better than it used to be. Double 12 for, I was going to say Gerwyn Price. Keegan Brown. Excellent shot.
Yeah, very good leg of darts. 12 darter for Keegan Brown.
How many times did I say that last night? Excellent shot. It was 3 legs in a row when it was 1-0 Van Gerwen, 1-1, 2-1 Van Gerwen, 2-2, 3-0, and then at the end of the match, Keegan was just too good.
Yeah, well, he managed to defend his own throw very well, Keegan Brown, against MVG last night, and then when the one chance to break did come, he seized it.
He's having a real problem with that fly, isn't he? This is where you need Simon Whitlock to ping it. He's the expert at pinging the fly.
They got Bobby George to do it on some German, I think it was a German, maybe it was a Japanese game show. It was like a sort of Banzai type thing. They put Bobby George in a big white cube of a room and put a fly in there, and you had to guess whether he'd be able to pin this fly with his darts in the middle of it. It's an incredible piece of television.
Why have I not seen this?
Honestly, Google it, it's good.
That sounds like a fantastic night of viewing. the second best
it's not
viewing
like
you'd have tonight.
Yeah, it is only a small segment. It's not like an hour-long show of Bobby George in a room trying to hit insect. 180 for Keegan Brown, leaves himself 81 again, but Gerwyn Price could go double-double. Yeah, it was the route, and nothing wrong with that route. He just couldn't do it.
Well, he knows how to hit 81 because he hit it in the last leg. So, can he do it again? Well, he might go double-double.
Three darts in his hand looking at tops. This weekend, there's only one outcome.
Yep, and nod approval to the wife who is sitting in the crowd this weekend. He's been away from home for nearly 2 weeks as Gezi. And very much like Rob Cross earlier, I know he's looking forward to going home to seeing the girls back in South Wales. It's a tough job, darts, sometimes, especially when you're in the Premier League and you have to flip-flop between places. There she is. Mrs. Ice Man.
Mrs. Ice Man, yeah. Well, it's been a profitable couple of weeks for Gerwyn Price. Picked up a quarter-final spot last week and got £5 for that. It was very nearly more. Should have beaten MVG. But he did get a couple of points in the Premier League midweek in Rotterdam, and obviously he's got another £5 here and counting. £6.5 for a semi-final. 10 grand if you make the final. £25,000 in ranking money if you win the whole thing.
I am very much looking forward to Cardiff. Cardiff Premier League is always good. Cardiff, just in general, is incredible. However, Gezi Price is a slightly bigger deal this year than last year. And after the somewhat controversial Grand Slam, I watched social media for a good couple of hours after the final, and Wales got behind Gerwyn Price. They really did. And I think when he's in Cardiff, we could be seeing something quite special. I wouldn't want to be his opponent in Cardiff, let's put it that way.
Well, I don't think he's going to get booed on his walk-on. Although, to be fair, it's nowadays, Gerwyn is playing such good stuff. They boo him on his walk-on, and within 2 visits, they're cheering him because he's firing in big scores and playing good darts.
Oh, Keegan Brown.
It's a beaut.
That was a Rob Cross-esque approach. He's doing very similar work to last night, isn't he? He's staying in there, holding his throat, can't afford any mistakes. Big time dart. Big time hit. And he's got that similar focus to last night. There's no exuberance. There's no gesticulating. It's just eyes to the floor, eyes to the board, throw at what you're looking at type of focused stuff. I like it from Keegan.
Well, look, he battled past Madars Razma in the first round. That was 6-5. He had that incredible win against MVG, defying 108 average for the world number one. And then he just brushed aside James Wilson this afternoon. Wilson is struggling. He's got a problem with his eye that he's going to get sorted out next week, apparently. But Keegan did a professional job. He averaged almost 100 in that game and got it done. He can't stay there, can he?
No.
He can, but he doesn't.
He could have done a Gary Anderson there. He could have knocked them all out. Sensible switch. Let's not forget, Keegan has a ranking title, and in the final in Coventry, he put in a performance that was very befitting winning a title, because it was something in the region of 110 average against Adrian Lewis in that final.
Well, there is a chance we could see Keegan Brown, Adrian Lewis in the final here. Still some way to go here. 2 semi-finals and the final to follow. Straight into the semi-finals with Adrian Lewis taking on Daryl Gurney. 2 real heavyweights in the world of darts. A 2-time world champion in the world number 5. The unseeded Ricky Evans faces the winner here. It could be 2 unseeded players fighting it out for a spot in the final.
Not a lot of grunting from the Iceman this weekend. There was a little bit against Dudbridge. There was a little bit of everything against Dudbridge. But we've got a big exchange coming up here. I think if Gezi takes this, we might hear something. 48 needed. 48 hit for tops. Big shot.
Great shot, and there you hear it. And a fist bump from Keegan Brown. It's all very friendly, isn't it?
Been very friendly today. It's been great to watch. So much respect between the players all the way through the afternoon and tonight. I think the spirit showed from Van Gerwen last night with Keegan Brown was great.
It's just and he always does it, doesn't he? It's very rarely that you see Van Gerwen. If somebody plays incredibly to beat him, and you usually have to play incredibly to beat him, he's the first person to congratulate him. John Henderson, he only drew Hendo with MVG in the Premier League, but MVG was quite happy to let Hendo have his moment and acknowledged it. Incredible moment that was.
That was cool. I've still got friends in Northern Scotland who are still talking about it.
They're probably still drenched from that night because most of the drinks are about 20 feet in the air with Hendo banging in the 180s.
Yeah, the Premier League has been fabulous this year. I've really enjoyed it. I'm always going to miss the contenders now that they're not in it.
Well,
unless the PDC have got something up their sleeve, maybe.
Well, Gerwyn Price will be in Belfast, of course. He takes on Michael Van Gerwen in the final game of the night on Thursday from the SSE Arena. Harold Gurney takes on Rob Cross, a man he's beaten this weekend. Michael Smith not here this weekend. He's back home for his young lad's birthday, Michael Jr. So he's back playing Peter Wright on Thursday. And Mensur Suljovic against James Wade, who we've seen it in 9-darter. 2 9-darters in 2 tournaments on the Euro Tour.
It's going to be a tipping nightmare this week, Dan.
Now, big score here.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I think that's a good shot, that bullseye. Might be academic. Double 16. Excellent from Keegan Brown. Again, he's massaging his inner Keegan Brown from last night. It's the very same performance.
He's defending his own throw, and he's hoping that Gerwyn Price gives him an opportunity at some point to break. He's going to need to.
He's defending his throw like the Daryl Gurney pizza defender.
That's a
whole other story. Yeah. If you weren't tuning in last night, then you've missed out.
Yeah, indeed, you've missed out on something.
99.
Fair to say, though, this isn't the sort of levels of performance from Gerwyn Price that we've seen from him so far this weekend. Look at that, 89 average. And he's not been averaging below 90 very much at all this year.
77.
It's very true. He's very high up in the average list.
Second only to Cross and Van Gerwen in the Players' Championship Series. Had a spell of 20 games unbeaten, which straddled that weekend where he won 2 titles on the Saturday and the Sunday. One of those days, he averaged 103 for the day. That's better than anybody else we've seen winning a title since the Darknet system was introduced.
That's a very key 140 from Gezi. The advantage of throw may be the separator in this game, but yet again, he could well have to take the 109.
100.
It was 104 before. It's going to be 12 this time for that double top.
69.
It doesn't come to his rescue this time, and Keegan has a breaking opportunity.
Is this the chance? Double 16. And Keegan Brown leads for the first time.
How good were those 3 darts? That was a phenomenal treble 18, and the first shot at double 16 was a dream guide for Keegs. And if he was to go on and win this title, Keegan, there will be tears shed, not only by him, but by Ross as well, who's suffering from a chest infection, but is still here this weekend. This could be a career-changing weekend, but he's still got a lot of work to do against a feisty Gezi.
In terms of Euro Tour stuff, Keegan has been in a quarter-final before. It was about a year ago And MVG just took him to school. He smashed him 6-0. This is very different.
Well, what's actually helped
96.
Keegan already is the jump in prize money in the quarters and potentially for the semis as well, because it's at 5,000 now for the quarterfinals. It's 6,500 for the semi-finals. That's going to aid his cause for getting into future tournaments. But I can guarantee you this, there's not one player left in this tournament now who's thinking about that. They want this title. They want to add themselves to that Roll of Honour.
Well, the roles reversed this time around. Keegan may not even get a go at the 107.
Going to see it. Get those 60s out really quickly because they were dangling. Now, this would be magical. He's looking to square it up. That's all right. 54. See, that's why you go downstairs for 107. You've got outs down there. You haven't got them upstairs. Double 10 for Gezi to break back.
Oh, no. You cannot. It's the cardinal sin. 2 darts in hand, looking at double 5. If you're going to miss, you cannot miss inside. And Gerwyn Price, is that the moment that sees this game slip away from him?
60.
Maybe not.
Take 2. Completed. He's got away with it. This has been a very, very close contest. And somehow Gerwyn Price has got the initiative back. Can he use it? He's been a very good closer this year. Pretty much apart from last week where he had 57 for the match. And didn't hit the 17 for tops. He hit a 2. And then only got 1 shot and missed. And he didn't get another dart.
Yeah, there have been a couple of instances in the Premier League where he could have picked up an extra point
43.
because he hasn't managed to get the job done. But, I mean, in general, you look at his Pro Tour form, and one thing you can't accuse Gerwyn Price is of not getting over the line. He picked up 2 titles.
Not getting those ranking points.
Yeah, got to get those ranking points.
58.
That is not how you want to back up a max. Back in the leg is Price after a somewhat iffy start. Keegan having to be crafty.
Not crafty enough. It's a great looking dart.
Probably easier to hit that than miss it.
Well, he was winding up for a celebration, I think, there.
Are they going to be on the same finish after this dart?
Oh,
no, they're not. It's definitely advantage Price now. Single 18. He's gone the correct way for 118. Little reset.
17.
This is a very difficult shot. Looking at 19s first. Gets it. Tops. Oh boy. Wow! Oh my word! Everybody has to bow to that shot. That was simply sublime.
Unreal shot from Keegan Brown. A 1-3-7, 2 double tops, and it means he is throwing for the match. Phenomenally, Gerwyn Price. Didn't he not take out the 1-3-7 the same way? I'm sure we've seen that shot already this weekend.
There's been that many good finishes. I'm almost in the twilight zone.
Oh, now then, this isn't over. It's just lacking a little bit of energy, a bit of oomph, Gerwyn Price.
He's not feeding off Keegan Brown. I think it's really smart from a psychological perspective what Keegan's doing. He's not feeding the monster.
Well, look, Mark Dudbridge tried some shenanigans in his game. All it did was get Gezi fired up, and that's when he started hitting even bigger scores at him and closed the game out very, very quickly.
Yeah, you can fight fire over fire sometimes, but sometimes you've got to fight fire with something that isn't fire.
Kill him with kindness. Fight fire with kittens.
Well, it's not to quote Dalton from Roadhouse, but be nice.
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Strong leg.
That was a Roadhouse type shot, though, that 137. We might have to call it the Roadhouse.
Well, okay. I'm up for that.
Every
Keegan
time
Brown.
it's on now, I'm going to say Roadhouse. Great setup from Keegs. Might not be enough. Double. Chose not to.
Why? I don't understand.
Well, if he gets this to back up the 137, it'll be epic. 57. No shot at the bullseye. So Gezi has been proven to have done the right thing. Tops for 5 each.
Oh dear. We're going all the way. 5-5. Price has the darts. That is no guarantee of winning the leg because the last 4 legs have all been breaks of throw.
I'm genuinely nervous, Dan, because this has been such a good game.
Well, it's been tight, hasn't it? The standard has not been at the levels these guys have produced so far this weekend. Keegan comes into this having averaged 104 and then 99 in his last 2 games. Gezi was averaging 99 almost for the tournament. But it has been close. And that is a fabulous visit.
What a first start. He'll be gutted with that. Gutted. That first start was plum. And now, Keegs has stolen the darts after 3 arrows. Up to him now. Great switch. That'll do.
He has never gone beyond the quarterfinals on the European Tour, Keegan Brown.
140.
We'll give for a 180 here. Possible.
Probable.
Yes.
Definite. What a final leg. This is from Keegan Brown. 68 left after 9. Gerwyn Price. He's going to leave himself something. Oh my word.
What a game. What a leg.
68.
What a possible climax. Double 4. He missed it previously. 1 dart left. He's got it. What a match. And another show of phenomenal respect from 2 wonderful combatants. That is one of a stream of amazing